Alright, just move yourself and you glide like a 747 and you lose yourself in the sky among the clouds in your heaven thoughts. Let this groove right up the fuse. It's alright, alright, alright. Let this groove set in the shoes and stand up. Alright, alright. Let me tell you what you can do with my love. Alright, gotta let you know, girl, looking good, your eyesight. Alright, just tell the DJ to play your favorite tune, then you know it's okay. What you found is happening now. Let this groove right up the fuse. It's alright, alright, alright. Let this groove set in the shoes and stand up, stand up. Alright. Let this groove get you to move. It's alright, alright, alright. Yeah. Let this groove set in the shoes and stand up. Alright, alright. You find peace of mind on the floor. Take a little time. Come and see, groove me, give a little sign. I'll be there after a while if you want my love. We can boogie on down, down, boogie on down, down, boogie on down, down, we boogie on down, on down. Let's groove tonight. Share the spice of life. Baby, slice and crack. We gonna groove tonight. Let this groove, hey, it's alright, alright, alright. Let this groove set in the shoes and stand up. Alright, alright. We're gonna groove tonight. Groove, share the spice of life. Baby, slice and crack. Let this groove set in the shoes. Just gonna groove tonight. Just let this groove set in the shoes. It's alright, alright. Just let this groove set in the shoes. It's alright, alright. Groove tonight. Get to the groove and share the spice of life. Alright, baby, slice and crack. Let's groove set in the shoes. We gonna groove tonight. Alright, let this groove set in the shoes. It's alright, alright. Just let this groove set in the shoes. Let's stand up. Who's the black private dick that's a sex machine to all the chicks? You're damn right.
Welcome to another live Radical Republicans live show. Sunday night, 8 p.m. as promised. I am your host, Jerome Bell, the J Black Mamba, here on X, Facebook, 3 channels of Rumble. We're on Cloud Hub. We are on YouTube. We are on Roku TV. We are on the Maverick Broadcasting Channel. Whew. And last but not least, we're definitely on Getter. We'll be live on Getter. So we're live on every podcast station after the show, including Apple Podcasts, Google, Amazon, and my favorite, Spotify. If you ever miss a show and you want to know what the show is about, you can go on Spotify and just look up the Radical Republicans live show, and it'll bring up all the episodes that you missed that you can also go and check out, so you check out the show. So hope you all had a great week. And once again, thank you for tuning in. So we got a good show tonight. I think we have a good show every week, though. What do you guys think? I'm just a little biased, though, right? No, we normally have a good show. We have great guests, and we definitely got great guests tonight. We're trying to have a black man's forum tonight, right? But brothers be busy on Sunday, man. Brothers be busy or doing something. So I couldn't. So I do have one. So it's just gonna be me and my man Benji gonna be in the house tonight. Benji always on the road, so he gonna be driving. He doing his thing, But just in case you don't know who Benji Irby is, let me play this clip real quick so you guys can check him out. All right, he's a Newsmax contributor as well. All right. So, but that's what he does. And he just comes in and he brings it hot. He brings it live. And as soon as I can find this clip, here it is. All right, I'm going to roll it up.
A noose on her own desk, and it was verified with DNA evidence because they swabbed everybody in the office, and the only DNA on it was hers.
This is like absolutely disgusting, but we've been here, because if we look back at 2019, this is deja vu all over again, but the whole Jussie Smollett hoax and things like that.
Which you called before anyone else.
Which I did call over everyone else, so we're calling this once again. President Trump has a name for this. He calls it fake news. But anyway, this is absolutely disgusting what she's done. Obviously, she is making a mockery of people who have gone through like real racial crimes and real racial things. So, I mean, obviously, let's not do this for clout. But I thought to myself, like, what would I do if I came to work and there was like a noose on my desk? Like, what would I do? I wouldn't make a report like this. If anything, I would go to those people and say, look, if someone wants to kill me, if you want to kill me because I'm black, come and tell me. Like, to do this whole noose weird thing, leaving thing on that. I don't even think that's a real thing. I don't even think that actual white people do this. This just needs to be something that people just do for clout. This is absolutely crazy. This lady, lock her up, throw away the key.
Jussie Smollett, who is a well-known black actor, was attacked by 2 people in Chicago who put a noose around his neck and dumped an unknown chemical on him. And according to his testimony to the police, said this is MAGA country. So as a black Trump supporter, how do you square that? Do you feel safe?
Okay, so a MAGA supporter is outside who probably doesn't watch Empire at all, probably never seen it, because it's too leftist even for me to watch, but, they probably never seen it. They're outside, 2 o'clock in the morning, they happen to have bleach, robe, it's like 10 degrees below zero, and they know this guy to look for him and do this. Clearly, it's BS. I think it was fake news from the first time I saw it.
When you stood up there and you told this guy, that's a bunch of crap, I don't think it would ever happen, and it had just come out, and it looked pretty bad.
Yeah.
A noose on your neck, and bleach, and a ski mask,
well,
and
it just didn't make any sense.
I agreed it didn't make any sense, but I didn't have the guts on nationwide TV to say, I don't believe that story. I think it's a bunch of crap.
I feel like a lot of white people felt as though they didn't have, they were afraid or didn't want to say it or whatever. But
hell yeah, we're afraid. I mean, he's black, he's gay, and he's getting beaten up by MAGA guys.
It's like the third, fourth, and fifth rail on the.
What's so ridiculous about that? I must say, as a black person, a black conservative, is that I hate that, because it's like And that's like the bigger existential thing, even bigger than Jussie Smollett just in general, because it's like we have to treat black people like we're retarded, or like we're children, or like we have to be sheltered. It's like, oh, don't say that about the black people, don't say that. And it's like, treat me like any other effing person. You know what I mean? Like, right, we have to be infantilized.
That's like the Me Too movement too.
Right.
And it's like every woman.
And the issue is that a lot of black people, a lot of people on the left feel like that's power because they can't say X, Y, Z, or they have to go and treat us with kid gloves. It's like, no, they're treating us like we're retarded. Like that's not power. But that's the thing, people. That's the power of victimhood. There's some power,
especially with the Me Too movement too.
All right, everybody, my man. So y'all see how Ben just throw down, man. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Oh, hey, hi.
you stay on the road, man.
Yeah, I'm working. I hope my service isn't so bad. I'm actually headed out like in the middle of nowhere, but hopefully my service is okay.
Yeah, it's fading in and out, man. That's what I say, man. We no, you're gone. All right, so so Ben's is on the road. He's working. He's always working, man. Like I say, he's I mean, you saw him a little bit. So you're all right. You're back. You're back for the moment.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find a place where my service gets better. I'll pull over. But you can see me. Am I good right here, right now?
Oh yeah, man. You're perfect right now, man. Perfect. Yeah.
Hear me?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, man. Okay, so hey, man. So tell everybody who you are, man. Tell everybody who you are real quick, man. Everybody that joins the Radical Republican show all week, man. I gave him a little clip of you on Newsmax and the in the spots that you do.
Oh
man.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah. From X. I mean, I'm Ben Jerby. I'm a normal American like the rest of you. I do political commentary, online. I also am on Newsmax every Tuesday at 5. On Carl Higby's show. Carl Higby is a good friend. He's been a good friend for a long time.
Yeah, very cool,
and,
man.
The normal black Republican stuff for the most part. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm glad to see Trump back in office. I think there's a lot more that can be done, a lot more that, we can do. As people, I do live in Philadelphia. I'm in West Philly in the hood with, regular hood dealings every single day. We just elected, they just elected, what's his name? Krasner as the DA again, the Soros apparatchik. So, yay, we love that. More crime and murder. We love that. So, yay, the normal stuff.
Yeah, hey man. So let me tell you, it's West Philly, right? Is that where is that Kensington, man? Where you see on video, where you see the zombies? What is that? Okay,
Kensington's like across town. I mean, East Philly's not a thing, but it's more toward like Northeast Philly, Kensington.
Okay. So that's where you be seeing the zombies
and whatnot. On the Fenty and whatnot. Well, my area, West Philly's more so the crackheads.
Oh,
it's more so the crackheads. The crackheads are, harmless for the most part, as long as they ain't stealing your shit. But for the most part, they're harmless. And I'm outside with my plants. I'm an urban gardener, so I'm outside with my plants all night long, talking to whatever zombies happen to be out and around. So yeah, I'm used to that.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
I'm an urban gardener. I have if anybody who's interested in that sort of thing, I'm growing peaches right now, blueberries, I just had one of my raspberries this morning. Apples as well.
Where at? Where do you have that at in the city?
In literally like off my front porch.
Really?
Use, big pots because I do want to. Right now I'm renting, but I'm saving to buy a home next year, so I want to take my trees and put them in the ground. So that's why I have them in big pots now. Because I don't want to, obviously put them in the ground where I am.
Okay, nobody be coming by stealing your fruit, man?
Not so. I've had people steal flowers before. Well, they don't really steal what's in the yard because they're not crazy. That's how you get shot. They're not dumb. But I do all the flower pots on my block and the block over. So I've had people like just yesterday, somebody like pulled out a fucking lily. I mean, thankfully I was able to save it with the bulb and I planted it in my yard. But just dealing with that type of, dumb stuff, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, and I hate the fact that, Black Lives Matter, these are the type of things we do to each other. And people say, it's something as little as, a flower or something like that. But it's somebody who's trying to make your community look like something. Like, why is it that only the quote unquote, white areas, the Rittenhouse and downtown can have, nice flowers? When you have somebody who's Black in the Black community trying to make our community look better, why am I getting pushback? You know what I mean? Like what the fuck is that about? So,
man, why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? I mean, I remember, when I grew up, right? I'm a 70s, I guess, born in 66, 70s kid growing up, And in our neighborhoods, I mean, even though I started up growing up in the hood or whatever, I mean, our yard was always nice, man. The neighbors' yards was always nice. It was in the hood, but but everything was nice, man. When did that
in themselves? Well,
yeah.
Honestly, I feel like, and this is why it annoys me about when you see like all the racial shit online about, the blacks were violent, with this, with that, with their. It's not the blacks. It's literally the same people. There was a study I saw or something where they were talking about how, like, in New York, all like the shoplifting crimes and whatnot. Have the people going into CVS and they're raiding and all that stuff. All the shoplifting and whatnot, most of it comes down to the same 300 people that they keep letting out and doing the same thing. But because they're black and because we're black, we're expected to make excuses for criminality. This is all put on all black people when it's the same 300 people. In a city like New York, which has like 1 million black people doing all this, it's everywhere. Right. Even in my neighborhood, there have been 3 shootings in the past like month or so within a block of me, and it's not older people. It's these little young kids, these little YNs, these little nigglets out here just shooting people for foolishness. And the older people, we tired. Like the older black folks are tired. Black folks are tired. I just think that a lot of us, unfortunately, don't really know where to direct our tiredness to. Whereas I would always say, you would say it politically. Only way you're going to get rid of these Democrats or even get them to move is by voting Republican, or at least by giving them the semblance that you might, instead of like, selling your whole ass to the Democrat Party as black people do. Like, let's stop doing that. Right. You know what I mean? Let's let them think we might vote for somebody else. Then again, they might want to make a move in our, on our behalf or whatever. Right. But I feel bad because I talked to a lot of the older black people. And, in my neighborhood who've been around, I've only been in Philly for a year. I'm from New York. I lived in Miami, but I've only been in Philly for a year. Okay. And I talked to a lot of them, and they're sick of this garbage, that we have going on with the violence and the shooting, and just, it's stupid for no reason. And Philly's actually a really great place.
Yeah. All right. So the black fatigue is real.
Yeah.
For black people. Now, I mean, not even on the white people. I'm not even talking about them right now. But the black fatigue is real in our neighborhoods, because, like I said, the older people are tired. I'm tired of seeing this shit. I mean, I haven't lived in a black neighborhood, and I'll be honest, in a predominantly black neighborhood in fucking decades, right? Or whatever the case is, and it's a shame to say that, But
because I talk to black conservatives, and a lot of times they just be like, on some real shit, fuck these niggas. I'm out of here. These niggas ain't never gonna do no better, and I'm the fuck out. And I can understand that. But for me, because I was a wokie, I kind of still have a heart for a wokie. I guess I'm not like, fully jaded as of yet. And I kind of believe a little bit in the better. And personally, I like living in a black neighborhood. Shit is cheaper. You know what I mean? All my black stuff is around. I don't I am renting right now. I don't believe in paying a whole bunch of money for rent, because right now I'm saving to buy a house. So my rent is cheap as hell. You know what I mean? I could go and live in some, glass box, downtown, with the quote unquote white folks, and pay through my nose. But why am I wasting money like that for rent? You know what I mean? Right. And my house next year, I plan on buying it in my same neighborhood. I don't want to have to live in Shady Acres. Why should we have to live in fucking Shady Acres to live in decency and just something like fucking nice? I don't need 50 bedrooms and 65 acre. I don't need all of that. You know what I mean? Just something nice, simple, decent, that I can afford, you know what I mean, that I'm able to save and do what I have to do and not, being house poor. But why do we have to do that? And that's really a pathology amongst black people that we have to, like, discuss for real, because our neighborhood should not be the fucking wasteland of the city. It should not. Why is it the worst part of the fucking city? Like, why? And you can't say it's systematic Jim Crow. Jim Crow is not killing niggas up the block. Jim Crow right here. The fucking KKK didn't come and pull my goddamn Lily out the fucking flower pot yesterday. KK didn't do that. Niggas did that. So why can't we just be real about what the fuck we have going on? And people that get mad about broken windows policing and stop and frisk and all that shit, which is crazy, because just after that shooting that just happened up the street from me in Lemon Hill Park, you had black folks in the shade room, which is leftist central, like, maybe we need some stop and frisk in this bitch.
Yeah, right.
I understand why people are apprehensive toward that, because obviously I'm small L libertarian, freedom and things of that nature. But just like when it was done when I was in New York, Giuliani did it back in the day. Sometimes you gotta just take desperate times, call for desperate measures. It ain't forever. Maybe we can do like stop and frisk on like a 6-month rolling contract. Let's see how it goes. Do another referendum. Do we want to keep it continuing? Because these little YNs out here, and that's who it is not grown people with jobs. These are little ass dumb kids between, fucking, 11 to like 30,
At most, out here terrorizing people and making drill rap songs about it. And it's ridiculous and it's dumb already. Like it's stupid already. But I feel like a lot of us, because we are, led around by the Boule and by the Jamal Bryants and those other stupid ass people, we don't have the courage able to stand against other black people and say, no, you can't do this shit in our neighborhood. No, you can't sell your drugs here. My thing is like, I'm not even about trying to put all the niggas in jail. Just if you're gonna sell your drugs, people gonna do drugs regardless. Just don't sell them on this block. Just the same way you don't sell them on the white folks block, don't sell them here. Why can't we take that stand for our own shit? What happened to NIMBY? Why can't black folks NIMBY?
Right.
Why?
I mean, it's a fear factor. I think more or less it's a fear factor thing, and like you said, more people in the neighborhoods, they just need to step up, man. Be like, you know what? Now we're not having that shit no more in this neighborhood. You want to take that shit somewhere else and do it. But we need to definitely start policing our own neighborhoods. People, talk about, the Black Panther Party and everything, but the Black Panthers took care of the neighborhoods. They didn't allow a lot of that shit in neighborhoods and things like that. Maybe we need to go back to some form of.
But unfortunately, I feel like what we end up doing is we always looking for a group or something.
Right. It should be everybody. It should be everybody, right?
Does it on our own property? No, nigga, you can't do that shit here. And if I say it, everybody in the block say it. You know what I mean? Even with the flower pots and what I've done, because I started last year and I have them out this year, and the flower pots had garbage in them. They were already there. Nobody did nothing with them. I'm an urban gardener, so I said, fuck it. I just started putting things in them and planting from last year. But just showing me being out on the blocks, I'm usually out on the block all night when I'm working in my garden. I like to work at night when the sun is not out or whatever. Just having that presence and people knowing that there are flower pots on the block. If you're going to do some shit, it's like, okay, somebody gives a fuck on this block. So maybe let me not do the dumb shit here. I may need to move the dumb shit down the block somewhere or another block where there's not flower pots and where I see there are not homes where people don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Because that too is also a deterrent. The more, because criminals they're gonna do,
the more eyes and people out.
Right, and they're gonna do the easiest thing possible. A criminal, they just trying to get their crime off and keep it moving. So if they feel like, oh, so people in this block, they got lights outside their house. So I have solar lights on my house, all this stuff. They're going to want to move somewhere else. And I feel like if more of us took pride in our neighborhood, if more of us owned in our own neighborhood and took pride in it, we can move a lot of that shit out. But it starts with us. There's no group.
There's nobody going to save us but us. I say that shit all the time. Yeah. I say it all the time. Yeah. We have to save us, man. Looking for handouts, looking for, this group or that group, like you say, or this person, that person to save our neighborhoods. That's definitely not gonna happen.
Even the black community, I don't believe in the black community. I say all the time, black community is bullshit. That shit is bullshit.
The black community is bullshit. Why you say that though? I agree with you 100%. I know my reason for saying, but why do you say the black community?
Well, I say it politically because at the end of the day, it's not a smart way to be politically. Right now, the reason why we're in the quandary that we're in is because the black community has sold itself out to the Democrat Party. It's not the Democrat Party can take us for granted, and the Republicans are just going to ignore us because they can win without you. Like everybody somehow, even with this whole thing right now with Trump and pardoning these people and whatever, they're like, oh, Trump's trying to do this so he can prove something to the black community. He won without you niggas. So what does he need you now? This is his last term in office. He don't need you for nothing. What does he need to do for you? He won without you. Republicans
That's what I'm saying.
Win without you. You're not even in the fucking political conversation. So like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? That's why the whole black community thing is dumb. And also, the things that they put on the black community, what does the black community have in common? Slavery, Jim Crow, all this victimhood ass bullshit. Yet individual black people have very different needs. Whereas like, you don't live in the hood, I do. We have different political needs. I may have to vote for a Democrat in a primary somewhere because that's all that controls, where I am, and maybe vote for a Republican in the general or whatever. You know what I mean? There's different political needs. Where we are, a black person in Mississippi is not going to need the same stuff as a black person from Michigan. But trying to put us all in the same box. And then you also have, you have Christian black people. You have, Muslim black people. You have people who, black people who believe in ancestors and voodoo and hoodoo and all. You're trying to put everybody in one box, and we're not, though. And the only people that benefits when we're all in that box are the Als, the Jessies, the people at the top. But it's not benefiting you. Even with this whole DI shit with Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton ain't went this hard for fucking reparations. But nigga, you DI, which is some Democrat Party bullshit, which don't even benefit black people. Same thing. I just saw this video from this girl on YouTube who's really, really good. I just got into her. She was
breaking down the whole conversation that like Jamal Bryant was having like with this like gay minister or whatever. And it's like, even taking away the fact that homosexuality is sin, all this stuff, whatever, all the talking points were so Democrat, like that Jamal Bryant has sold out any semblance of Christianity or Christ.
Totally. That boy should not be. He got the devil in the pulpit.
With this gay man, like, oh, this gay man sat there and said, well, you know, if you're not, basically just to, you know, just to summarize it, if you're not a white male in this country, then you're queer. So the black struggle is queer, the gay struggle is queer, and we need to stand together. This is bullshit. This is what this is the Obama coalition. This is every aggrieved person against white people standing together for the Democrat Party to try to keep their little bullshit coalition together. And then none of the groups actually don't fucking get anything, really.
No, not at all.
Gay people got everything they can ever get at this point. So now it's just about trans. They ain't doing shit for black folks. So
I mean, but they try to group us. They always try to group us with this shit because what happens is, especially black women, right? You know, here's my beef with black women. Black women co-sign on all this white racist liberal bullshit all the time. They're co-signing on this trans shit. So they use black people, especially black women, to push their agendas, and they will try to group us as this big plight. They try to use the black plight to do the transgender plight, the black plight for the LGBTQ, the black plight for the illegals, all this bullshit.
And we don't get anything for it. All these plights, what do black people get? We ain't even got reparations. If you look at reparations, whether you believe in a lot of conservatives say they don't believe in it, I get that whole argument. My thing is not even about the reparations as a thing, because my point is that it never was a thing. They never was going to do the shit. Like, the thing is, they're using it as a way to keep black people tethered to the Democrat Party. This is not something they're ever going to do. But if they were, they just did it for the fucking illegals. Illegals just got 20.
The illegals got the reparations.
They got the reparations.
They got the reparations.
You niggas wanted. They gave to illegals in your face, and you so fucking scared you can't even go out there and say that because you're so scared of somebody saying, "Oh, well, that means I like Trump."
Right. I mean, you're a Republican, man. You're a sellout. You're a coon, man. You're this. I'm like, hell, man. The facts are facts.
And it's all a bunch of black people, and it's not even the white people. It's us. No. We police each other and keep each other in this Democrat bullshit. It's not even because your average wokey, like super wokey, hates me more than they even hate a white person, or more than they even hate Donald Trump. I'm more the problem. I'm the issue. You got, mind you, the Democrats done gave your reparations to fucking illegals, but you mad at me though.
Yeah, but you're mad at me, and you're gonna try to pull my black card that I gave away years ago anyway. You know, because we dare speak up. You know, we dare speak up against the bullshit. You know, we dare, speak the truth.
If this is not a thing, why is it that anytime a black man go Republican, he never go back? Black women too. Once he go conservative black, he never go back. You never seen conservative black going back, do you? You never see that. Funny how
and that's why I tell people. I mean, you never see, a black conservative that is doing bad, right? You know, I challenge people. I'm like, look, show me a black conservative that's doing bad, and show me any black city, any black, community, any black whatever that one has a black woman in charge, or a black community that has everybody black in charge that's doing good. Just find me one place, right? I mean, because that's their goal. They have to keep the neighborhood down. They have to keep the neighborhood voting Democrat because they're getting paid. I mean, you got the Jasmine Crotchets up there in D.C. You got all, like you say, the Jamal Bryants. You got the Jessies. You got all of these black leaders, per se, of these communities, of these districts, whether it's Congress, whether it's local, whether it's school boards, whether it's police chiefs, whatever it is, city councilmen. Why is it that, I mean, I call it Stockholm Syndrome, but why is it that black people continue to follow this, and they've been following this shit for 60 years, and it's gotten no better, it's only gotten worse?
Because we feel like, for whatever reason, we feel like we need a leader. And I used to kind of feel that way. I think a lot of times we look to see okay, well, and we all kind of have to check with each other to see, can you say that? Are the blacks doing that? Can we do this? Can we do? And nobody ever wants to step out and be independent on their own and just say, I'm doing this. So this is what works for me. I don't really give a fuck what nobody else say. We all have to look and see, well, Trump did this. Is this okay? Can I say this is okay? Even in social media and whatnot, of course, just even makes that even stronger because everybody's so afraid to make a move because is this the black move? It's the move all the blacks make, and everybody just sitting around looking at each other. Even the whole black community fight Half of the black community fight is who's in charge of the community. That's half the fight all the time.
Right.
Who's in charge? Well, I like this one. I like to feed the sheep. Well, I like this person. And I like that person. And they in charge. And when it's like, nigga, do for you. Because at the end of the day, you only get 70 good years in this bitch. Okay, of life. So are you gonna spend it chasing after Jesse and them and trying to go for reparations that ain't never gonna fucking happen because they don't got the vote for that shit? They had them under Obama. We ain't got the shits no more. Oh well, let it the fuck go. What you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, Al and Jesse and all these niggas living their best fucking life, rich as shit. Okay, in the fly house with the pretty wife. With all the nice shit. They got everything they fucking want. They gonna have it. What the fuck are you gonna do? You mad about what some white folks don't got, do got, ain't got? Who gives a shit? Fighting this, it's like, and I thought about one day, like, okay, so I'm a coon, fine. I'm a coon, fine. Okay, coon. What makes me a coon? And I really think because I don't hate black people. I want more for black people. I think that we're much better and we deserve more than what we're being given. So what the fuck is it that makes me a traitor? What makes me a coon? I realize what makes me a coon is this. What makes us all coons, us, black servants, is that we refuse to engage in this fucking unnecessary, unseen, one-sided war with white people. That's what it is. That's why we're coon. Because I'm not sitting here just hating on random white people and having issues and having this war. Oh, because white folks don't say this and that. And like half of the shit that we do in the black community, even this DEI thing. The DEI thing makes no sense. The fact that we're harping so much on this was because it's something of Trump's. So if Trump said it, then it's bad, and we got to get rid of it, and we have to fight whatever Trump is doing, even with the illegals. There's no black person that could tell me, any black person in the hood. Now the bougie, Harvard, Yale, sophisticate, Joy Reid Negroes, them Negroes, different story. But hood niggas like me, because I'm a blue collar Negro. Okay, I've never really been. I mean, you may see my newsletter have my little cute suits on or whatever, but I come from truck driving, house cleaning. That's the type of shit I've always done. I've never really been the white collar person. I always done blue collar shit that illegals can replace me motherfucking doing. That's my number one issue, because I've always been in places like that. So to talk to black folks like that, no black person in the hood can tell you what gain we get from having illegals here. There's no black person because there's no gain. There's nothing for us. But the only reason why we go along with the shit as much as we do is because it's anti-Trump. And if there's illegals here, the thought behind it, they're not telling you, but it's kind of communicated out, is that, well, if the illegals get here, they're gonna help us in the fight against Trump. Them niggas ain't thinking about you.
They ain't even thinking about
them
you.
Them niggas ain't walked from Tegucigalpa and fucking Honduras and walked through the Darien Gap and fucking Venezuela and get raped 50,000 times for your black ass. You think that they sending little girls 11 years old with fucking Plan B for your black nigga ass in Philly or Baltimore somewhere? Like, they're not thinking about you. They're not, and they gonna get here and think that they better than you and put themselves in a higher place than you when they get the fuck here. Because the new shit, especially for me, because I'm always anti-illegal, the illegals be on my shit. Oh, you a monkey, you a this, you a that. A third world bitch gonna call me a goddamn monkey in the country that you trying to be in? But this is what they do. They're not thinking about you, black folks. But I need you to think about you.
Matter of fact, like you said, they hate you. They coming to replace your ass. They talk about the great replacement theory, right? These people are coming here to replace white people. No, the fuck they not. They coming to replace your black ass. They want you because that's why they put you with. That's why they put them with you, so you can compete.
They replace you doubly. They're not just replacing you as a citizen. They're coming in your Democrat Party and taking it over because they do shit for them and not your black ass. So they're replacing you doubly. They're not just replacing you as a citizen. They're taking your political power away as well, because I even look at even reparations situation, whatever. The people that would vote a yes or reparations or whatever, your Congressional Black Caucus, how many Spanish people are in Maxine Waters' district compared to when she started in like 92 compared to now? Do you think they're going to get away with a vote on some reparations? They not getting nothing? Hell fucking no. And why should they? Because she's their representative too. Your black ass sat there and let them all the fuck in. Now they got a voice now, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, reparations was more like a thing for a black and white country when it was like, all the blacks are poor, all the whites are rich. That made sense then. That's not where we are now. We got a whole bunch more poor white folks now, a whole bunch of poor Hispanics, because guess what? The government fucking everybody, not just your black ass. They're getting fucked too. The same way that we get fucked by Democrats, Look at West Virginia, been run by Republicans forever. You don't think the Republicans are fucking the shit out of people in West Virginia and not doing right by them? Of course they aren't. It's the same thing. But as long as we're fighting each other, as long as Jethro in West Virginia thinks that Raheem in Harlem is his enemy, and we don't both look at the government, we looking at each other fighting, they get all the money.
Well, there it is.
Lindsey Graham and fucking Bernie Sanders are like best friends and been friends for years. This whole thing of a Democrat versus Republican is some stagecraft for us to make sure that we're all against each other, because
that's how it is.
All this shit. But that's why I don't like to do groups. When I can sit and talk to a black wokey, you may come and hate me. If we talk as individuals, you're not going to end up hating me when you leave that table. You're going to fucking get it, because we could actually
and you're going to leave that table agreeing like, hey, you know what? We'd actually, agree on all this shit. You know what I mean? We might disagree on one thing or two. I mean, but 98%, I mean, we agree on everything. I mean, so why, are we, supposedly enemies because they tell you to hate the Republicans, they tell you to hate the black Republicans. And what black people don't realize this too, because we used to be number 2 in the population, now we're number 3 because we're losing because we kill our babies in the womb. You know, we always do that, right? And what you understand is that these Muslims coming in here, these Africans, these Hispanics, they ain't killing their babies. They ain't killing their babies in the womb. What they do? They taking over by population. And what happens in this country when you take over by population? Your ass vote. They vote. And the motherfuckers that vote in the population, that's who the politicians
vote. They live in various different places. Most black people in this country, most of us, as far as numbers are concerned, a lot of us are living in these deep blue districts that ain't even gonna really do nothing for us, except for those like in the deep south. But even so, we may have a percentage, but not necessarily the numbers like we do up north. Because there's 1 million black people in New York. New York has the most black people in any place in this country as far as one city goes. But if we're all gonna be stuck in the Democrat Party and we're all stuck in the same hood, vote for the same people, even the white folks in New York are gonna cancel us out. You know what I mean? Like if they don't feel like, if we don't ever feel like we can ever go to the other side or give any type of pushback to the Democrat Party, what incentive do they have to do anything for you? They have no incentive. Because what if Democrats say, we ain't giving you niggas reparations, and what? What you gonna do about it?
And what?
You ain't gonna do shit. We ain't giving it to you, nigga. You niggas ain't getting shit. Now, what the fuck you gonna do about it? We ain't gonna do shit. You ain't gonna vote for Trump. So shut the fuck up and accept the slop they give you. And don't be mad at me because I won't accept it. I was a Democrat. Like, I was not a person who was a Republican. Before 2016, I always voted for Democrat. I voted for Obama. I didn't vote for Hillary in 2016, but I voted for Hillary in the 08 primary. So I voted for these people before. I was one of these people. I'm from New York. I'm a
So what made you change? So what made you switch, man?
Well, for me, like I said, I met somebody who was a legal immigrant. Not arguing with them. And they told me, I'm illegal, and they told me all the shit they got. This person had got free fake Social Security number, went through college, whole nine, apartments, whole nine. Got an argument with me and told me, well, I don't get it. What's black people's excuse? And that just flipped the switch for me. My life changed after that. I said, wait a minute, this little motherfucker got a point. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is it? So I started searching and doing what we're not supposed to do, asking fucking questions.
Oh, you're reading and asking questions now, huh?
I started asking questions. And for me, because I've always been a blue collar person, this type of stuff, because I started as like a burner at first. Like, that was my first deviation, was Bernie. But then once Bernie burned out and got paid off by Democrats and let Hillary bitch him out in 2016, I was like, fuck that, I'm for Trump. And I've been for Trump that was July 27, 2016. And I was in Philadelphia because that was during the DNC in 2016. I remember that night he did that. And I said, well, fuck y'all, I'm out. For me, it was Bernie or Trump, because a lot of it was a trade situation. And I think the thing that really turned it for me was when Trump said, what do you have to lose? What do we have to lose? Like, if Trump literally reached out to black people, which is not something that Republicans do, because it's never really been a point to it before, because Republicans just win without black people. They just went around your ass. That's what Romney and all the other ones, that's what they're planning to do. They just went around you. That's all. But Trump actually said, fuck it, I'm going to reach out.
Right.
For whatever good it is. You know what I mean? I'm going to reach out. And he did. And I appreciate that. Because a lot of people that went to black, blue collar, we wanted to hear that. We wanted to hear that from somebody who was actually looking out for our jobs. Because at the end of the day, like, we have this whole thing with this college shit. College ain't for every fucking body. You know what I mean? Like, it's not for everybody. So if you're not a brainiac, what the fuck can you do in this country? Everybody's not going to be smart. It's not. You know what I mean?
And I use my sons as an example like that too. I have 3 boys, and my oldest son's a doctor. My middle son is an HVAC guy. He's a trade skillsman. And my youngest son is a musical theater performer. I mean, even though 2 out of 3, all 3 went to college, 1 dropped out, he became a tradesman. Like I said, college is not for everybody. But you can be taught to work with your hands, and you can be taught to have a life skill that can take care of you. You don't need to be on welfare. You don't need to be, waiting on the government for handouts and playing this victimization shit. That's the biggest thing with me, man.
I feel like that's the issue all the issue with the black community, even with the women, with the family, all that. It goes to the fact that niggas is broke. The men are broke, so the women don't respect them. And that goes to going into the family. The women feel like they have to do it by themselves because none of the men don't have nothing. Because all the jobs that are for men that wouldn't necessarily be in college somewhere are gone. And they're given to illegals and whomever else. Like my father, who's 81 years old, he was a plumber and he worked for the state of New York. For years. My father didn't even finish high school. My father had to drop out of school 11th grade because his father died and he had to work.
My dad had a third grade education, man. Third grade education. Ended up being a supervisor at the water department of Cleveland. Fixing water mains and lanes, and all that shit. Work with your hands.
So when I hear "Make America Great Again," I think about where is that America where a man who don't even got a high school education can find a job working for the state, work with his hands, and live off his pension for the rest of his life. Where I want that America back. When I hear "Make America," that's what I think about. All the other niggas think about slavery, which is crazy to me because slavery as a concept is something that someone had to tell you about. You only know about slavery because somebody told you about that shit. Mm-hmm. So there's no black baby born right now. I could have a baby right now in this car. You're the one telling that baby white supremacy and you're beneath and white he'll love you and all that bullshit. So my challenge, like, what if we just tell our kids something different? What if we tell them you can be whatever you want to be? What if
you can be whatever you want to be?
Work hard and be this and be that and do whatever. Like what happened to that? And I feel like we used to do that because I remember when I was a kid, I was 5 years old, and in elementary school in Queens, my black sister.
Benji's breaking up again. He has to move. He has to get on the road. We'll wait to see if he get to a better zone. I mean, but he's on the road. He's working. So he put up for a little bit to spit some straight facts on the show right here in the Lions Den, man. I mean, Benj is the truth, as you guys see that. So yeah, he's actually locked up. So he'll come back or whatever. All right. So yeah, you're out, man. You're like, totally like froze or whatever. Can I hear you? Can you hear me? Okay, yeah, he's out. So he'll be back if he gets in a better zone. But but as you guys see, okay, there you go. Go ahead, partner.
Oh, I'm back. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. I had to like move out of the way. I was like in front of somebody's yard and shit. So
no, you good, bro.
I'm trying to find a place where I have better bars.
No, you good, man. I know you working, man. Like I said, if you got to get on the road and stay on the road, man. Hey, it's all understandable, man. So, but like you said, man, we talk about pretty much the same thing. So,
unlike a lot of these Negroes.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I got you. Yeah, I got you.
Hello.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, I can hear you. You can't hear me. Yeah. We're like in between. Give him a minute.
Oh, okay. No, I said unlike a lot of these.
All right, let Benji's out. Tell you what, we gonna. Yeah, he's out. So I'm popping back in. He'll be back in probably. Benj likes to really put out the facts. So, but anyway, I tell you why he's out. Here you go, because we haven't done this yet, right? Oh, and as you see, right, I'm gonna tell you this: a new thing on the screen. I got my name, got my Cash App, and I got my Venmo. Hey, it's tough to do this show. I'm gonna just tell you, right? It's tough to do this show. It gets expensive sometimes. Do the show, time wise. So, only thing I'm gonna ask, because I don't ask for much. If you like the show, okay, if you like the information, if you like the guest, go ahead and drop a brother some Cash App or Venmo. All right, just do that. That's the only time I probably ask, but it's up there. That's what the first one is Cash App, the second one is Venmo. All right, so I'm gonna hit my gold guy up because gold is up a little bit. So in these turbulent times, with the gold prices shattering records and surpassing the monumental, I believe it's above 3,300 now still ounce mark. It's evident that the financial landscape is on shaky ground. The escalating trade war, marked by President Trump's tariffs on European imports and Canadian imports, and working on China and all these other countries, has only added fuel to the fire, pushing investors towards safe haven assets like gold and silver. But here's the kicker: the elites and central banks are hoarding these precious metals, leaving everyday Americans exposed to the whims of a volatile market. It's time to take control of your financial destiny. Ira Brashatsky, known as My Gold Guy, is offering a free gold and silver investing guide to empower you with the knowledge the mainstream financial system does not want you to have. This guide provides step-by-step instructions on how to get started with gold and silver investments, insights into why precious metals outperform traditional investments during economic uncertainty, tips to maximize your returns while minimizing risk. So don't be a pawn in their game. Visit mygoldguide.com/MBN. Download your free guide and tell Ira that I sent you. Arm yourself with the information you need to protect your wealth and secure your financial future. Remember, in a world where the dollar's value is diminishing and inflation is skyrocketing, gold and silver stand as the ultimate safe havens. Take action now before it's too late. And my man is back. All right, where you at, Benj? Okay. All right, man. Benj is back.
Hey,
all right, brother.
I'm back. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to move out of the way. But yeah, I was saying, unlike a lot of these people you see talking their shit online, I do actually have a real job in real life. I'm not sitting here, nothing against those who, collect the, all the little online trinkets and things like that.
Yeah, man. I don't do that shit. I mean, it's like crazy. I do this show once a week, man. You see me on X talking some shit. You see me all over the place, man. But I don't do it for the pay. I don't do that. I don't. You got Tariq Nasheeds up there throwing the bullshit around,
selling
that
socks
shit, about the
FBAs
and all that shit.
Socks and deodorants and whatnot, all kinds
yeah,
of
man.
I mean, for me, I think I'd be much further along in all this if I didn't work so much. But for me, I like some bills paid.
Oh, you know what I'm saying?
I like some
Exactly.
bills paid. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Katalia, for that. By the way, she says she loves my shirt. Thank you. All right, man. So here's the thing, too, man. When you talk about immigrants, right? I talked to some of these Africans that come over here. Well, first of all, let me go back. Okay, so the first time I ever went to Africa, it was in 1985, right? So I was in Kenya, Africa, and Africans don't like Black Americans, by the way, right? Because they say we're not pure, right? So, but then
they say we lazy. They say because they used to always be like, I know my parents from the country, so like they're from North Carolina, so like my parents would say stuff like, oh, they ain't like the old tree climbing Jamaicans always trying to kick up to the white man. Then they would say like, oh, the Black Americans, they lazy. So it would be that whole back and forth. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So the Africans, when they come over here, right? Because they get their bag when they come over here. No matter what they do. I mean, they Uber driving, they whatever they're doing, right? But they end up getting their bag, right? And I asked him, I said, so what make you guys come over here and work? He said, but he said, you know what? He said, because the Black Americans, he said, they're too worried about slavery, and we never really had to worry about that in Africa. So they don't have that mentality that they were ever slaves like Black Americans do. Black Americans, I mean, and most of these these niggas over here, they ain't never been slaves anyway. And most of their parents wasn't slaves and grandparents. So a lot of them Black people wasn't slaves anyway, but they just got this a belief that all Black Americans in this country were slaves. And that's one of the blocks that that we have.
I mean, whether we were or not, who the fuck cares? Bitch, you broke
who
today.
Cares?
You know what I mean? Like you broke today. Like you know what I mean? Like
what you gonna do?
Well, all this bullshit about the slavery. Blah, 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 I just look like, bitch, is your rent paid? Is your credit score 850? You know what I mean? Like who get my thing? And I got into an argument with a prominent, Black conservative years ago on their little podcast thing, radio show, whatever, because I said, look, I think we put too much on history. Like at the end of the day, you can read it and whatever, and that's cool and everything, but it's no more important than this one you're living in right now. You know what I mean? I can't relive and relitigate, Harry Tubman and all them folk and whatever. Like, you know what I mean? I need my rent paid today. I'm not trying to be broke today. I'm trying to make sure I have for me and mine and my future kids, family, all that today. I can't relitigate and live in the past with y'all. Like that shit don't do nothing for me today. Like, it's just it's just not that important.
I don't understand the mentality, bro. I honestly, I honestly don't understand the
like all of that shit. And I get it, it's bad. I get it, bad, hard.
It happened, okay.
No one's into slavery. No one thinks that's good. No one says
Trump ain't gonna put you on no boats and send you back to Africa, no matter what these dumbass Democrats, these boulets do tell you.
Right. And we don't like slavery. None of that's good. But at the end of the day, it's still something someone had to tell you about. That's not the reality in which we live today. So what I would like to do is work from the reality in which we live today and build from that. Yeah, people to argue and we didn't get this and this happened in 1864 and blah, blah, blah. Like, who gives a shit for real? If nobody told you any of this egregious ass shit,
you never would know.
Be in that mindset. And the difference between an African and anybody else that comes here, they don't come with that chip on their shoulder. They don't come with that anchor weighing you down. Because now it's like everything I do, I have to compare and contrast up to other white folk. Like the wokies, and they don't like to hear this, but wokies are obsessed with white people. It's the woke that talk about white. They don't want white spaces, white privilege, white this, white that. But I'm not
white supremacy, white supremacy.
As hard as y'all do, I don't even know that many white people. To be perfectly honest with you, I live amongst niggas. I see niggas every day. Niggas want to go to bed. Niggas want to wake up in the morning. Niggas go to bed at night. Like, I'm not around all these white people. Y'all have this obsession with. It's unhealthy. It's nuts to me. Like, I look at people as individuals. If you white and you cool, great. If you black and you cool, great. If I had to go and look at everything in terms of a color, then black folks, it wouldn't look very good. Because niggas have stolen from me. Niggas have scammed me. Niggas are the ones who are online talking about they want to kill me. All this comes from niggas. So if I had to just make sure and racialize everything, I'd be pretty racist toward niggas. Because niggas are 90% of my problem in my life. Yeah, I don't do that. So I don't understand why we have this obsession in the black community with white people. Most of us don't even know white people like that. We don't know them.
And the truth of the matter is, most white people not even thinking about you. No, like you said, like these Hispanics, they're not thinking about you.
And the reason why we are coons is because we don't engage in the invisible war against white people. That's really what it's all about. At the end of the day, we choose not to engage. I'm sorry, there's no me hating on a white man is more important than me getting this money from me today. Sorry.
Right. You know, and I remember my dad telling me growing up, and I've said this on my show before. But I mean, and this is when I was a young fella, right? Probably in my young teens or maybe still single digits, right? But he said, son, he said, I want you to remember one thing, right? And he said, as far as when you go through the world, he said, a black person will screw you over faster and more than a white person ever will.
Yeah.
He said, so don't go through this life, right? So don't go through this life thinking, that, like I said, all white people are bad or white people are out to get you. Because like I say, that's the mantra in the hood, man. This is what people actually think. This is what, what they believe. And in moving, my dad moved aside the hood when I was 7, right? And into a white suburb, to where, we were literally the 3rd black family in the neighborhood, right? And it's sort of contrast because it's sort of funny, right? Because like I said, we're the 3rd family. But now the white suburb that I moved in, is right now in Ohio, in the entire state of Ohio. That city where we lived in is the #1 place for black people to move now. The #1 place. Amazing. Totally amazing. And so I grew up like that. My dad, he moved us away from that because he understood that, if I leave my kids down here, they go, because you kids are what? The product of their environment most of the time, right? So he thought if we left us down there, we become product of their environment. He didn't want us to be part of that environment, part of that, crab in the bucket mentality and keep pulling each other down and shit.
I just think that a lot of people, because they're beaten down with all this slavery, Jim Crow, like they don't believe that they can. You know what I mean? From youth, they don't believe they can. And the thing is, if we taught our children that they can, as much as we teach them about the white supremacy and every inkling of why white people are bad and imagine where we could really go for real if we did that. You know what I mean? Like we don't do that.
And that's what we need to do. Like I said, my son's a doctor. My son's an MD. So I think back, what if I would have not lived where I lived and brought my kids up, the way I brought them up, and in the cities where we lived in, and we were, in this area where, but you can't be shit, you can't do shit because the white man is keeping you down. My son would probably not be a doctor now, and my other son wouldn't be an HVAC. My other son wouldn't be living his dream in New York. He lives in New York, right on Broadway or whatever. doing this thing as a musical theater performer. So it's like it's the mentality that you teach kids. I mean, if you teach kids they can be anything they want to be, anything they want to do, they can do it. And in this day and age, they can. I mean, with all the technology, all the information, the internet, you got. I mean, kids can be no matter what freaking color, can be anything they want to be.
These fools walking around talking about Trump want to put you in slavery. First of all, the idea of slavery is such an anti-Republican thing, because you have to understand if we're going to be enslaved, that means you have to be fed, taken care of, put in houses, all the bullshit. Nobody want to do that. Like that's not even.
Ain't nobody trying to take care of your ass like that. Except the Democrats. The Democrats will put you there.
Right, because that's very much a Democrat thing. Because Democrats want to put you in slave quarters projects. They want to give you a stipend. The fucking little EBT, whatever the hell, just to get by and whatever. And the other thing with that is like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, let's humor the wokies, right? Trump wants slavery. Okay, Trump wants slavery. So niggas, you going? So when the slave bus comes, you getting on?
When you going?
Talk like they have no determination. Like there's no fight. Now mind you, you'll fight me, you'll kill me. You're wokie. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna consecrate. So when the slave bus comes, you just gonna get on that shit. You're not gonna fight back. Like you just gonna go. So you have no rights as an American. So all the shit. MLK, we know he's sketchy, we know, but argument. MLK, all the niggas did all this shit. None of that shit don't matter, because Trump said, in your mind, you heard somewhere that Trump wants to put us in slavery. Like, what the fuck does that do for anybody? The idea of putting you in slavery, why would somebody want to put you in slavery that you can be fighting them and trying to get away and shit every day when they got you in slavery right now, right in the projects? You vote for them and keeping it right where they at. You don't want to you're telling yourself and your children white people scream over you. I've sat in rooms full of white people. New York Republican Club, Metropolitan Republican Club. I don't believe in a white supremacy. Ain't no white folks screaming over me. Stand ovation.
Exactly. That's right.
Amen. But you niggas walking around talking about white people supreme or white supremacy. I would never that word to come out of my mouth. Ain't no white folks screaming over me. You people are nuts. Y'all hold that mantle. Nobody is enslaved you. You're already enslaved. The best enslavement is the one that you put yourself in.
Put yourself in.
Because you don't believe you ever going to be shit. So you do service to the white people. If I was a white supremacist, I would love watching the wokies. Oh, y'all talk about me all day. White supremacy. Look at y'all talking about me. My white supreme self. Look at y'all running scared. If I was a white supremacist, I'd be like, I would love CNN. I love it. Because all they talk about white supremacy and Hitler all day.
Right.
All they talk about Hitler, white supremacy, Hitler, white supremacy. Right. This one's Hitler. That one's Hitler. And mind you, you don't hear Trump talking like that. It's the wokies.
Oh, absolutely not, man. It's always the wokies, And I just want one time, man. I just want, I said I want to be on CNN one time on Abby Phillips' show with all the black wokies up there when they talk about the white supremacy shit. And I'd be like, okay, because like I said, the white supremacy, I'm like you, nobody's supreme over me, and you can't have one without the other. So I asked him, okay, if you believe in white supremacy, then that means you have to. It's 100%. You have to believe that black people are inferior.
Yeah.
You have to. You have that. And they push that shit, right? So I mean, so you that are talking about the white supremacy, you don't give a shit about white people because about black people because you obviously think black people are inferior, and that's bullshit.
Michelle Obama is out here talking about how much of a victim she is. You the most powerful black
come on, man.
on the fucking planet. Her and Oprah sitting there talking about victimhood and the white people and Let me be Michelle Obama. Let me be on Obama level. Couldn't nobody
give me $80 million and about 10 mansions, and I'm living in Martha's Vineyard on the fucking lake, and get to kill my chef and shit. Nobody fuck around and get it.
Not even just the dollars in the mansions, even more worth more than that. The godlike respect these people have. Right. Niggas worship you, and it still ain't enough. When will it be enough? It still ain't enough. Black women worship Michelle Obama like she is literally the golden calf somewhere on the side of a mountain. And not even just black women, white women, the Democrat Party in general worships her and Obama, and it still ain't enough. Damn, bitch, when is it gonna ever be enough? Like my mother would always say, God rest her soul, you can't satisfy niggas. You can't satisfy niggas.
That's exactly what my mama said. They never satisfied, no matter what.
Never. It's never going to be enough. So, I mean, with that said, I must go, but I will say my parting words of my mother, you can't satisfy niggas. So don't even try. Do what you got to do. Because you're never going to be woke enough. You're never going to be enough. It's never going to be whatever. You got one life to live. 70 good years in this bitch. Make it work for you. But don't make it work for Al and Jesse. because they want you running around here with the white supremacy and you out here stressed out and poor and broke, and they gonna keep moving. Because guess what? When you die, the black community don't die with you. You gotta live your life for you. So if doing what you gotta do is gonna make the community upset, fuck them. Because guess what? You got your bills to pay. If you get arrested, you get arrested. Not the black community, you get arrested. So at the end of the day, don't live your life for no black community, no gay community, nobody's community. It's only you. When you got to go on that standard judging with God, it's you. It ain't judging you over what this one did and what that one did. This is your life. And when I got to that point, I think that's really the thing that broke me out of the wokeness more than anything else, realizing this shit is all a scam. Black Lives Matter was a scam. The shit was a scam, but you all know it was a scam. You know it was a scam. I know it was a scam. Every black person, every woke, you know that shit was a scam. It was a fucking scam. Live your life for you. Niggas got arrested knocking over fucking statues. For what?
For what? For George Floyd. For George Floyd.
And I feel bad because, and I will say this about George Floyd if I go, I hate what conservatives are doing. Like I saw a beam that said like, 5 years sober George Floyd. None of this shit is George Floyd.
None of that shit helped. Like, that was from Laura Loomer. That shit didn't help.
Did not ask to be the emblem of Democrat Party. That man is dead. Right. He had no idea. That man was poor. Mm-hmm. He had all kinds of shit going on to go and pass that 20. And if they really gave a fuck about George Floyd, they'd pass legislation so there would never be another black man who's 46 years old with no job, no prospect, having to pass 20s. Right. Even what he did, I get he robbed the black lady. He went to jail for all that. We're supposed to believe that when somebody goes to jail and comes out, they paid their debt to society. Is that not conservatives? Is that not what we believe? So why are y'all making this man and trying to like make fun of this man and make fun of the fact this man is dead? That's fucked up too. Like at the end of the day, you're giving the liberals a talking point. I hate to see conservatives too. That's why I say the reparations conversation. White folks, don't even say nothing. Because if you say something, you're giving the liberals a talk point. Let us black folks go to our other black folks and say reparations is bullshit. Let us say it.
Right.
What's about to do with this? See, the white people, they don't let it. It's not about the white people. It's about the fact Democrats were never mean to do that reparations shit from the beginning. They never meant to do that shit. It was always meant to be a wedge. So when you come and say something, then the white people are going to say, but the Civil War. See, they're racist.
Yeah.
It's the right. White people don't even say nothing.
Don't even engage in the conversation.
Don't even engage. If I was white, I would say, you know what, reparations? Well, I hope the Democrats put that on the floor. And I want to see how many Democrat senators are voting yes for reparations. That's all you got to say. Leave it just like that. Boom. Don't even say nothing else. Leave it just like that. Because when you get in that argument, because that's what they want. They want white people to speak up against reparations. They want white people. That's the point. If white people speak up, then we can always point to the whites. So you can Jasmine Crockett, because instead of you dancing around, bitch,
that's what you do.
Like on the Kendrick Lamar, 40 acres in the mute. No, bitch, where's the legislation, ho? Where is it at?
Write the legislation. Write the legislation, Jasmine Crockett. Sponsor the bill.
Out against that, she can go and point and say, see, it's the white supremacists. No, ho. No. It's all us black folks. I don't want to hear about this. Ain't no white people. No. This is black. You niggas told us that if we didn't vote for you, we wasn't black. So where's the representation? Where's the reparations? Where is the change in our community? This is a conversation that black folks have to push back and have. And I'm not one of you to tell white people to shut up. I'm one of those people saying that. But white folks, it's probably best that y'all sit this one out because they want y'all to get in because they want to make you the scapegoat. Don't even say nope. When they get into that, say, really, Raheem? Well, I hope that what's his name, Cory Booker and his little twin, who's the Speaker of the House. I hope they put that on the floor, Raheem. I hope they vote for it on the floor, Raheem. I do. I have nothing to say about it, Raheem. I hope they vote for that on the floor because they've been promising you guys that for a long time.
They've been fine.
They come through with it.
Right.
Because they know they're not voting for that shit because it's career fucking suicide.
It's career suicide because you see what Newsom did out in California. He put that shit right off. Nope, never mind. We're good.
We're good. He's not going to be no president pushing that. It's not happening. And the thing is that, look, reparations, it could have happened under Obama. We had the votes. Guess what they did? They said, fuck
if it was going to happen, that's when it should have happened, right? Because he was supposed to be the first black president, even though he had the votes.
But he didn't have to spend them on you niggas because you was going to vote for him anyway. If Obama said, I ain't giving niggas reparations. And what?
I don't have to.
Vote for him. Just like after what happened to Eric Garner in New York, with remember the whole thing, the cigarettes and all that whole thing, right?
Yep.
You niggas still voted for fucking de Blasio even after that. So I don't want to hear nothing for you niggas. But if you niggas were so concerned about Black Lives Matter, then the police commissioner who answers to that mayor should have been voted the fuck out. But what did de Blasio do? He said, Trump is bad. Oh, and you niggas voted him right the fuck back in. I don't hear nothing from you woke ass niggas. You niggas are full of shit. I don't want to hear it. Because if you really cared about black people and black lives, you'd be pushing back the Democrat Party. You won't do that. That's the one thing you won't do. You'll never push back on them. Mind you, everybody in Minneapolis, from the dog catcher to the damn governor, all fucking Democrats dealing with George Floyd. So where does Donald Trump come in? And this whole thing about, oh, he's in a part of Derek Chauvin. No, the fuck he's not. Because Derek Chauvin's murder charge is a state charge.
Right.
The only person who's talking about that is Tim Walz. Stop trying to put that shit on Trump. Y'all doing that shit on purpose. We know what that narrative is like. Trump wanted to free Larry Hoover and whatever. I mean, I guess, honestly, I said the other day, on Laverne show, I don't really know the story behind all them criminals or whatever. I ain't really apt for, letting out criminals and shit. But if they feel like it's best, you niggas like it, okay, fuck it. It's not really my issue. Even with the whole, criminal justice act. I mean, that's cute and everything. But again, I'm not a criminal. I don't have no criminal record. So, I mean, that's not really my jam. That's not my ministry. I don't have to go up for the criminal justice, whatever. Because I ain't criminal. I don't plan on being no criminal. So, and I just feel like I don't like the criminal. I get a lot of black people in jail. But I don't like that criminal is a black issue. I don't like that criminal justice reform is a black issue. That ain't my black issue. That's why I like being an individual. My issue is getting to this money, jobs, prosperity, urban gardening. My issue is not fucking jail. Sorry, I'm not the jail dude. I'm not that guy. God bless those. But I don't like the fact that that's given as like a black issue. And Trump did something for black people. No, he freed them niggas. That don't have nothing to do with me. Like,
ain't got nothing to do with me because I ain't never been in jail. I ain't no criminal. Right.
The niggas from the rap song do that. But what you can't say is that he hates black people and wants to kill us. Can't say that. Because if he's a white supremacist, not a very good one. Because if I was a white supremacist, I ain't let none of you niggas out. Why would I do that?
If I was, right?
But he won the black vote. He won without you niggas. So you hate him and he still won. And
only got 20%. Only got 20% the black vote.
107 swing states in the popular vote without you, nigga. So think about how relevant you are. With all that shit you talk, niggas still won without you. So, and you're still gonna vote for Obama. I mean, for Kamala, whoever else Democrats thought in front of you, but they don't give a fuck about you because they have you already. You gave up the pussy. If you give up the pussy to him, he ain't gonna marry you. Hello. That's always my analogy. You give
right.
Have a cow, get him up for you done told Democrats, I'm gonna give you my vote no matter what you do. Cheat on me with gays, Latinas, whatever, we still gonna vote. So what the fuck? Why would they have to buy you flowers or shit for you black folks? Like hello? Like make it make sense. It's just leverage. But when you take the emotion and the slavery talk and all the Jim Crow and all that emotional blackmail out of it, it just makes perfect fucking sense. So for those black people who see that, let's move forward. For those who don't want to see that, let them go. Like Jesus said, I shake the dust off my feet and keeps it moving. If you can't see it and you want to be stuck behind this bullshit, but the rest of us who black and try to get money out here and do better for ourselves, let's do that. Because I can't do the wokies. I can't do being left behind with them. I can't do it.
Boom! There it is, man. Absolutely, man. Tell everybody where they can follow you, man. Everybody, everybody in the chat, like, you got to bring him back. I'm like, hell yeah, he'll be back. He definitely
I'm Ben Jerby on everything. I'm Ben Jerby on X. I really be on Instagram more than anything, but I'm Ben Jerby on X, Ben Jerby on Instagram, Ben Jerby on TikTok. I'm there too, and you can catch me on Tuesdays at 5. I'm on my friend Carl Higby show on Newsmax. And of course, I'm on Laverne show on Thursdays a lot.
Yeah, Thursdays on the hood conservative on Thursdays.
On Sundays, I'm sure that'll.
Hey, absolutely, brother. Shit, you might have to just come back and co-host with my ass, and we just make it a ritual, bro.
Yeah, just let me know. I can schedule and everything. But I'm really glad to be here. Good. Are you still in Ohio? Where are you? You in Ohio?
No, I'm in Idaho, man. I live in Idaho.
Idaho.
Yeah,
You up there with Bruce Willis and them.
Yeah, with Bruce Willis. I ain't never seen that motherfucker, but anyway.
They still in Idaho, right?
I don't know nothing about Bruce Willis, man.
Okay,
I don't know.
I
ain't never seen him. He may have been, but you drove through.
Idaho. Yeah, when I was trucking, I've been through Idaho. I've been all along 84 because I had to come from. I did a run from Connecticut to Oregon. So I came came through and the whole thing, and I've been on through Boise and that whole line through. So
I stay like 30 minutes from Boise. Yeah, I stay like 30 minutes from Boise.
Okay. So I've been to Idaho. Ain't no niggas out there. It's about you and like 10 other ones out there.
Hey, it's a whole lot more out here than you think, though. This is a hidden secret. Motherfuckers moving in, man. I'm like, come on, man, y'all stop. Y'all stop. Stay where y'all at, man. I don't want you. No, it's all good, man. No, I love it out here, man. It's actually peaceful and. Like I tell my cousins and tell my family, but I don't even know what a police siren sound like, man. And I want to keep it that way. When I sleep at night, I hear trains. I hear train and at night and birds and shit. I don't hear no gunshots
now. And in Philadelphia, I know some gunshots too. I was outside on my garden maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, 10 o'clock in the morning, pop, pop, pop. Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Yeah, like yeah. Pray for me every time you see me. Know it's of God's mercy and grace.
Oh, absolutely, man.
So yeah,
all right, hey man, I'm gonna let you get your ass on the road, man, and do your
Thank
job.
y'all so much for having me.
Thanks for
I appreciate everybody. Please follow me on all the things, Ben Jerby. I'm here.
There he is, at Ben Jerby. All right, man. We'll catch you next time, man. Have you back soon, bro.
Thank you.
Right.
Have a good one.
Later. Yep. Boom, that's my dog, man. I got deer in my backyard. That's what I'm talking about. I can tell you, say she got deer. I got deer in the backyard. But but that's Ben Irby. So check him out, Benj Irby. So check him out on like I say everywhere. X. He's on Instagram, big time. Like he's a big Instagram and TikTok. Nobody's definitely on X. So he's a truth teller. Definitely a truth teller. So I thought you guys might enjoy him. I didn't get Markus Trent was supposed to come on tonight too and be part of this, but he's the owner and founder of Fathers Fighting for Fathers, and they had an event tonight, so he couldn't make it. He couldn't do the thing. So, but hey, Ben showed up. So, I'm actually going to talk about a couple things here too. I'm going to do one more sponsor. I'm supposed to do 2 a night. Sometimes I only do 1, right? And they be on me about doing 2 sponsorships. So, all right, so I'm going to do another one. Okay, Our Prepper Naturals. Boom. All right. So these uncertain times with food prices skyrocketing and supply chains under constant threat, it's imperative to secure a reliable source of high-quality protein for you and your family. Prepper All Naturals, a veteran-owned company, offers premium freeze-dried beef products that ensure you're prepared for any situation. The newest edition, freeze-dried ground beef, is fully cooked and lightly seasoned, making it a versatile staple for your emergency food supply. Just add water, and in about 10 minutes, you'll have delicious tender beef ready to incorporate into your favorite meals. This complements their existing line of freeze-dried steaks, including New York strip and ribeye, all sourced from 100% natural American beef. With a shelf life exceeding 10 years without refrigeration until opened, these products are ideal for long-term storage, ensuring you have access to nutritious protein when it's needed most. Visit maverickbeef.com today and use code MBN for 25% off your order. Invest in your family's security, health with Prepper All Naturals, freeze-dried beef products. Don't wait for the next crisis. Prepare now with quality you can trust. All right, so I'm talking about beef for a minute, right? Do they have bison? No, they don't have bison. Well, not yet anyway. Not yet, but this reminds me of a story, right? Okay, so second time I've done it since I've been here, right? I buy from the local cattle ranchers. Okay, I buy a half a cow, right? And a half a cow fits in like an 8 cubic foot freezer. You have to buy a freezer, right? So I got an 8 cubic foot freezer, and literally, we save about almost $8,000 or something like that. Buying, instead of buying retail from the grocery store, right? And it's amazing. It's amazing beef. So I do the Prepper All Naturals. I do have some because they're my spots, but I got a freezer full of beef, man. Freezer full, and it's great stuff. So what do you guys think about I see it. Hold on, I'm gonna check over here on the Getter chat. Hey, got Pure Blood. This guy's hey. So this guy is cracking me up with the Wokies, yeah, but Benji's on. And I see you over here on Poppycock over here on Rumble. Hey, I appreciate you joining the show. Yeah, I'm glad you actually listened today to Ben and PA Show House Away All Facts. Hey, Jackie's in the house tonight over here. Hey, Jackie, I see you. I see you over there. So we just got our crew over here. We got TBB, we got Pure Blood. Who else? We got Flex. I saw over here. So we're just doing our thing over there on Getter. I want to talk about Lindsey Graham for a second and this Russia shit. I think this Russia shit is about to go bananas, right? And because let me see, it's I'm actually reading more. I'm gonna read something from General Flynn, right? I think from General Flynn. Shoot, where is that? Right. So because if you guys don't know, Ukraine bombed Russia, deep inside Russia. I wonder how they did that. So deep inside Russia. So, I'm going to read this from General Mike Flynn, buddy of mine. He posted this on X, right? And this is the truth because it says, attention, it appears Zelensky gave the go-ahead to attack parked Russian nuclear-capable bombers without informing Donald Trump. If true, that our president was not consulted nor informed, this isn't simply a breach of protocol. It's a geopolitical insult and a warning sign. If Ukraine is willing to conduct strikes with strategic consequences without notifying the White House, we are no longer allies with coordination issues. We are co-belligerents flying blind. I'm going to stop right there for a second before I continue. This is why I didn't want Trump to do shit in Ukraine. No uranium, no, precious metal deals, none of that shit. Because you can't trust this motherfucker. And another motherfucker he can't trust is Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham went over. Lindsey Graham and I think another guy went over, and it might be in General Flynn might say it. And Blumenthal. Denang Dick Blumenthal, he actually get to it. So these warmongers, Lindsey Graham and Denang Dick Blumenthal, they went recently over to Ukraine. And if you guys know anything about Ukraine, it was McCain, Lindsey Graham, and Klobuchar in 2014 who went over and started this shit, okay, along with Victoria Nuland, right? They started this thing over 2014 in Ukraine, right? But fast forward to today, Lindsey Graham is still in the middle of it. Lindsey Graham is a warmonger. Lindsey Graham should be forced to leave the Senate. Lindsey Graham should be forced to, resign from Congress. And this Dick Blumenthal as well, the liar, Stolen Valor Blumenthal. They recently went over to Ukraine. And I think, of course, they hate Russia, right? They don't want peace between Ukraine and Russia. They don't want President Trump to win this, to have this peace. And they went over to Ukraine. And I think they sort of hijacked, what was going on over there and, talked this drug dude, and must have gave him some more cocaine or something, into attacking Russia. And this is deep into Russia. Where these nuclear bombers at, this is deep. So they basically had a Pearl Harbor scenario there, right? They were just sitting there. These bombers were sitting there. Okay, so I'm going to continue to read, but this is why I didn't want President Trump to get involved in Ukraine. Let that little son of a bitch fend on his own at this point. Don't get us involved, because I like I was saying, if we go over there and we do the minerals deal, right, we're going to have Americans on the ground. And when they do something stupid like this, right, a day before they're supposed to talk in Istanbul, they were supposed to talk, Zelensky and, the Russians were supposed to talk in Istanbul tomorrow, and they do this today. Right? So probably there are not going to be any peace talks in Istanbul. So to continue with General Flynn, also given Senator, and of course he names him, warmonger Lindsey Graham's and Senator Denang Dick Blumenthal's recent visit, this attack could appear as though it was sanctioned. There you go. I just said that. I pray the Russians have better intelligence than that. In my honest opinion, these two don't have the sense or common sense to pull something like this off. There will have to be denials, though, he's talking about. I think Lindsey Graham do. I think they do have it because they were over there before. So they're going and they talk good and talk bad and, and get this nut to do whatever they want him to do. Maybe they're blackmailing him. Maybe, they say, hey, well, if you don't do what we do, then we're cutting off the money. And we're not going to give you any more money. We're not going to do the minerals deal because they still have to approve it. Congress still has to approve this shit, right? All right, so FYI, those bombers that were hit have to be out. And you guys have to understand this point, right? Have to be out in full view due to nuclear treaty obligations. So we've broken a treaty. With them over there, Zelensky doing this, we probably broke the treaty. Zelensky took full advantage of that. For instance, they appear to have hidden the drones in containers and were driven on trucks near the airbase. Smart use of deception. If you haven't seen the photos, you go to my Facebook page. I got the photos up there. Or you can go to General Flynn's X. He has it there as well. So they, because these bombers were attacked using drones, okay? And they just didn't come and fly in the air. They moved them there by trucks in these containers. took off and then went and bombed these nuclear bombers sitting on the deck there. So, however, imagine any one of our big bomber bases having the exact same thing done to them, right? Imagine that. What would we do? What would we do if China or any other country bombed our nuclear plane sitting down in Oklahoma, Tinker Air Force Base, or out in Diego Garcia? A little harder to get them out in Diego Garcia, though. Diego Garcia is sitting out in the middle of the ocean, so it's a little hard to bomb the bombers out there, right? But what would happen if we did? What would our response be? What would our response be to that? All right. So very costly U.S. strategic bombers can be taken out in the same way by anyone with access to inexpensive drones, delivery trucks, explosives, and a bit of technical knowledge. Not good, and new tactics will have to be developed, is what he has in parentheses. People, and especially world leaders, need to realize the global implications to such an operation as Ukraine has just pulled off. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now we have to think, okay, so we're not leaving our bombers out in the open anymore. There goes the treaty. We're going to move our bombers and we're going to seclude them. We're going to protect them. We're not leaving them out. Fuck the treaty. Treaty's over. Done deal. And they know the U.S. had something to do with it. Ukraine didn't just pull this off by themselves. They don't have the information. They don't have, really, I don't think the knowledge to do this, right? So people in this, okay, we did that. Russia will respond, General Flynn says. Action, reaction, counteraction. Those are the shifting tides of warfare. This wasn't a bold action. It was brash. Ukraine's short-term win could be the world's long-term loss. Despite what is a complete mess right now in Europe, there are still solutions to achieving peace, General Flynn believes. They are narrowing, however, and time, as it often does, becomes an enemy instead of a useful friend. So that's what General Flynn had to say about this attack. I think it was foolish. I mean, I heard that there were sirens all over Ukraine, right? All over Ukraine. And here's the thing. Why do Ukraine keep fucking with Russia anyway? I know people are against Russia. I mean, and it's so funny because if you think, anytime you say anything, against Ukraine, you have to be for Russia. I'm not for war at all. Just like I'm, pissed off about what's going on in the Middle East, right? And maybe this is a diversion to, stop talking about Israel and what they're doing in Gaza over there with the Palestinians. Maybe this is a diversion, but I believe it's foolish. They want to get us in a war with Russia. We are already in a proxy war. I believe we're already in a proxy war with Russia. Russia knows this. I mean, just think about it. I don't want you guys to seriously think about this shit for a second. What if we had missiles attack Norfolk Naval Air Station and the Naval Amphib Base and the jet base at Oceana in Norfolk and Virginia Beach? How would you guys react, right? What would happen? What would you guys think? I mean, I don't think we're far from that. And I'm not a warmonger. But they keep poking the bear. I mean, and why would you, a small country who you can't defend yourself. You need help from NATO and from the European Union and from the United States. Why would you keep picking on a bully? Why would you keep picking on somebody bigger than you? And you can't fight, right? Because you're hoping that other people come to your rescue. And when other people come to your rescue, that's when bigger fights get into it, right? That's when bigger fights start. So, I mean, whatever retaliation Russia has coming, whatever retaliation they have set forth, and I've been doing the show, so I'm not sure if I know sirens was supposed to be all over different areas of Ukraine, and I haven't checked yet. If anybody knows that, just put up in the chat. I haven't checked to see if they've been hit yet. But baseball, what's happening, buddy? Now everybody's here. It's a few people here. Baseball. 982 over there on Getter somewhere. They're just listening and chatting, but probably trying to figure out what the hell I'm talking about. I mean, but I don't think you can blame Russia at this point, because I know for a fact if any country bombed our Pearl Harbor, let's say we bombed Pearl Harbor again, right? Hey, you saw what happened when we got Pearl Harbor bombed. And, I feel sorry for the people. I always feel sorry for the people caught in the middle, the civilians caught in the middle of all the BS, right? And there's a lot of people caught in the middle. And Zelensky, I hear, has gone into hiding. I read that. He's gone into hiding. I probably would go into hiding as well if I'm Zelensky, because, he would be on my target. He would be on the list. I'm sorry. He would be targeted for assassination if I'm Putin at this point. And I know you're not supposed to say that, or you're not supposed to say that you're targeting world leaders, but I'm sure, our world leaders are targeted every single day, I'm sure. It may be foiled, but I have no sympathy at all about what's about to happen in Ukraine at this point. Okay. And it's going to be sad. I just say it's going to be sad. It's a lot of people going to lose their lives. And I think one thing I think the U.S. is trying to do, because they don't know, and it's just my gut feeling, is that they're trying to find out what weaponry Russia has, because Russia hasn't used a lot of their weaponry. They dropped hypersonics once. They brought out the hypersonics one time, and that was it. But you saw, if you didn't see them, it's a clip out there. They dropped the hypersonics one time, and that scared the shit out of the United States, and we pulled back. And hey, we don't have none of those. We don't have none of those, because if we had them, then we probably would give them to Ukraine and have them use them on Russia. We don't have any of them. So I think they're trying to find out what weaponry Russia has and how they're going to respond. But it's going to be sad. But I think they're going to get hit hard. I think Putin has no choice at this point. I think he does. I think he has no choice at all. All right, so I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna go to this Dr. Phil clip, and me and Ben talked about it a little bit, how these different groups, right? Transgenders, you got, the Democrats, you got the LGBTQ, you got, just whatever agenda they want to push. They always use or want to bring Black people's plight or Black people involved in it. And this is one here where I'm gonna play one on the Breakfast Club, to where, I don't have the whole clip, but I'm really tired of people that believe that anything but a woman, a female, you hear this lady talk about it, can have a baby, right? People are psychotic, man. Here we go.
Catch up. It's never a day when we should just be like, oh, the struggle will be here tomorrow, but that means you should also be strategizing for tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And it's not to say that your life has to be completely shaped by that, because I say often, my friends think I'm single now, and they're like, so what, you want like a Mark Lamont Hill? No, no shade to Mark, he's great, but I don't need that to encompass my entire life. I'm still a human being, so I'm not saying that you got to live, breathe, die, fight the power, but you do have to have some things ingrained in the way that you move about your day, period, to understand that the work never stops. So we just got to find that balance.
And for you, I want somebody who knows that women can have babies.
Oh, okay.
Only women can have babies. I just want to let you know that.
Interesting. There are other people who can have babies.
Okay.
Yeah. if they have a uterus, they can have babies. But they just might not identify as women.
Okay.
Those are two different things.
All right, stop now. Hold up. I'm going to bring it back to this. See, this is what I mean, man. This is what I mean, right? Other people can have babies as long as they have a uterus. Who are the other people? What other people? What other people on this planet? In the animal species, right? except worms maybe, or fucking, amphibians or some shit. But let's talk about the main animal species, and the human is at the top of this species, right? Who has the uterus? Who has the uterus? Who has the insight? Who has the plumbing to have a baby? It's not a man. I mean, why do we? These are why kids are confused. These are why kids are all jacked up, right? So, hold on.
Female, but you can't.
See,
there
now
are
this
other
is
people
where.
who can have babies.
All right, so as Ben would say, the wokies. She's a wokie. She's a wokie. This is one of the wokies, and this way you have to, say just like, you're just stupid. You're just stupid. They try to convolute. And these are the educated women, right? These are the college educated women, right? The most black women, they say, are the most educated in the country. Educated don't mean shit. You're the most degreed. Let's say not educated. You might be the most degreed in the country, but you're not the most educated because you talk this nonsense. This nonsense. What did she say again? Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if they have a uterus, they can have babies, but they just might not identify as women.
They might not identify as a woman, but if they have a uterus, even if they identify as a man, right? You can identify as a fucking unicorn. They can be a unicorn. But if it's a uterus, as a female, they're gonna have a baby. So what is it, right? And a kid, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, you're trying to. They're confused. They're all messed up. Why do we do this?
Okay. Those are two different things. Like, you can be biologically female, but you can't be biologically woman.
All right, so what's the difference? Tell me. Hold up. I'm going to read something. All right, so she said you can't be biologically female and biologically woman, right? And so and these people will also call themselves Christians, right? These people will call themselves Christians, right? And so you can be biologically female, which is a woman. And isn't that what it say in the Bible? I mean, am I missing something? Did I miss Bible study that night? Right? Did I miss Bible study that night? About God created man and woman, and right? And I mean, did I forget something about that? He created male and female, right? And so she said you can be biologically. I don't want to free up storage right now. You can be biological female, but not biological woman, because that's a construct. You're here to say this. I was just looking at something. All right, so here.
Woman is a gender construct,
okay.
A social construct. So if you got a uterus, you can have a baby.
Yes, that's the point. If you have a uterus, you can have a baby.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we agree on that.
What else is there to disagree on? What else is there to disagree on? I mean, guys, that God said, let us make our image and our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish and the sea and over the fowl and the air and over the cattle and over the earth and over every creeping thing that creepeth on earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created. God used some pronouns in this jank. He, him. He, him is a man. Male and female created he, them. Maybe that's where they get their pronouns from, but they got their pronouns sort of screwed up, right? He created he, them, male, female. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it. He didn't say abort your babies. He said replenish the earth and subdue it, take over the earth, and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl air and over every little thing that liveth and crawleth on the earth. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground. He breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. He put the man into the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. Right? Man. And he saw that Adam was lonely, man. He needed a helpmeet. He needed a helpmeet for him. You know, Adam gave names to all the cattle and to the fowl and the air and to every beast of the field. But for Adam, there was not found an helpmeet. He needed somebody to help him. He wanted a companion. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which Lord God had taken from man, he made woman, and brought her unto the man. So what the fuck this bitch talking about? What's she talking about? What is she talking about? Since when is woman a gender construct? It's a God construct, straight from the Bible. It's a God construct. It's not a gender construct. These people are sick in their minds, man. These people are sick in their minds. Strat just gave you straight Bible. Straight Bible. And these people walk around and call themselves educated, and they're teaching our kids, and they're jacking everything up, man, right? So here's another one. I'm just, these people just, they disturb me to no end. And they disturb me to no end because they may have children one day, or they're going to teach children, right? And it's like, again, they must have failed biology more than once. Jackie said, must have failed biology. And if you challenge them, you're a racist, right? Or you're a coon, as Benjamin said. I mean, if we're not buying into this white supremacy shit, you're like, we're coons, man. We're Uncle Toms, we're sellouts because we don't buy into that construct, right? Man and woman are not gender constructs. They're of God, male and female. You know, and these people, you get these people on the, you know, these chickens on the Breakfast Club, and you got these idiots, and you got Charlemagne, the lesser charge, up there, and Boonky, whatever his name is, and you got these. I mean, at least the woman sort of challenged her a little bit. Only a woman can have a baby, and then she's, oh, well, if you have somebody else come. Stop, man. Let's stop. You know, everybody needs to challenge these. When these people say this stuff, you need to stop them, challenge them. Don't let them continue on with their bullshit. Just stop them. Challenge them. I don't care. You know, unless you just don't want to deal with it, then just walk away. Be like, okay, dumbass, I'm out. And that's cool too, right? And that's cool too. So here's another one. This is Dr. Phil, right? This is one of Dr. Phil. These people are worse than this nut here. Yeah, she's educated, right? There you go.
Science, the male advantage over females, there are functional differences, but
and this one they're talking about male in sports, transgenders, right? They're talking about probably the dude in California that's winning all the big thing. They had riots out there because Trump's like, I'm pulling the money, man. That dude shouldn't be competing, you know, with the girls. And you see this guy, it's like unbelievable. Like unbelievable. So this is what this clip is about here.
Between biological men and biological women. Men have 57% better grip strength. They have 54% better quad strength. They have 89% more bicep strength. They have 90% more upper body strength. They have 33% higher vertical jumps. So how do you answer that, Blossom?
Absolutely. Respectfully, Dr. Phil, I'm going to need you to have several seats. Let's be clear. Trans women, again, are women. What you're showing me are.
Stop. Let's just stop. What is a trans woman? First of all, a trans woman is a man that believes he's a woman, right? Ain't that what they're calling a trans woman, right? A trans woman is a woman.
Male statistics, and trans women are not males. Everything that I said can actually be proven. It's scientifically proven. Because again, it's almost like you're trying to call trans women men, and that is not what trans women are. Trans women work just as hard as cis women.
Cis women. See, this is the shit that they bring up, right? They they want to create words, right? And they're not challenged, right? This cisgender, cis women, trans whatever, trans women are not women. I mean, trans women are women, trans women are not men. But if you look at a trans woman prior to, let's say, some surgery, I believe they probably have a penis hanging between their legs, right? Which probably means they're a man. And I don't understand why these people like Dr. Phil and these people, they never challenge them. Oh, okay, well, what's your DNA? What's your chromosome makeup? Is your chromosome a XY or XX? What's your chromosome makeup, buddy? Right? Trans women, quote unquote, men that believe they are women probably still have their male, but they don't have a uterus, they can't have babies. But they would try to tell you, oh yeah, they can have babies. A trans man can have a baby. I think that's a woman that wants to be a man, right? Isn't that how that go? Right? So see how confusing this would be to a kid, man, right? I'm confused. No, but let's go on.
To compete. And when we talk about bone density levels, again, there are some women who are stronger and have faster agility than trans women. It is a case by case basis.
Women and then trans women. Okay, so at least she does acknowledge there's woman. She does acknowledge there are women, right? And not just females with uteruses. She does, so give her some credit there.
I don't know why you're trying to group a group of trans people into one ideology that is false. It sounds like conservative propaganda. And I think you have drunk the.
Why does everything have to be conservative propaganda when it's just science, right? Check the science. Did she say it's scientifically proven? It's scientifically proven that a trans woman is a man with man DNA, with man biological parts, with no woman biological parts. You don't have fallopian tubes. You don't have uteruses. You don't have any of that stuff. You don't have periods, even though you want to fake like you do and do whatever you do with that tampon. But they always say that it's conservative talking points and rhetoric. Why? This has nothing to do with being a conservative. This just has something to do with science. Trust the science is what they always tell us, right? This just has to do with science, true, factual science of who you are. Nothing about being a conservative.
Kool-Aid and have gotten lost in the sauce. I'm sorry, Dr. Phil. I am going to disagree with you. And I think that the statistics that you've shown me prove nothing when it comes to trans women. Get up there and show me statistics specifically with trans women and cis women, and then we can revisit this conversation.
That trans women who block testosterone do not remove initial male advantages. It doesn't change wingspan. It doesn't change post-pubescent male's anatomy. And there are only slight changes. At the most, You start with a difference of about 40% across the board in upper body, 45% in lean muscle mass, 33% in lower body muscle mass, 83% in tendon resistance, 30% in cardiac output. The most you're going to get is a 10% reduction, and that doesn't even almost get to a level playing field. So even with hormone therapy and testosterone blockers, particularly post-pubescent, it doesn't level the playing field at all. So what you're saying is not supported by the science. The advantages of height, wingspan, bone strength, larger heart, and greater lung volume, the only thing that seems to equate is hemoglobin. Other than that, it just simply doesn't equate.
I disagree, Dr. Phil, because again, I'm questioning for the trans people that they studied, when there's only less than 10 trans athletes in the NCAA. Like, that is what I really want to know. It sounds like there's a lot of bias in this research, and I would actually like to study up on it myself and really figure out what's going on here. I think it's very dangerous to try to weaponize these statistics against trans women who are trying to play in sports, mainly because of safety concerns. And I think we have to be really clear. There is a lot more research that.
She said mainly because of safety concerns. What safety concerns? Because the only people that's being hurt when trans men, when these men play in women's sports, are the real women. Those are the ones that get hurt. So that's the safety issue right there. She's trying to claim there's a safety issue when these men compete with real men. No, it's not a safety issue. You get your ass kicked because you're a subpar athlete when it comes to competing against men. It has nothing to do about safety. The women that are being injured and hurt by you and people like you, these men that want to compete against women, they are getting injured. That's the safety issue.
Still needs to be done.
So that's the issue. That's the safety. And these people, man, they I see people say, we live in a clown world. We live in a total clown world, right? And it's frightening. It's frightening that we continue to, I guess you want to be tolerant of it, right? This is where it all began, being tolerant, right? I want to give a shout out to, I guess the people of Idaho, of Boise and the surrounding cities. I guess the Pride Month thing, the Pride Day parade or whatever was canceled because nobody wanted to go, right? The ticket sales were lackluster, so they canceled the event. Thank you very much. And I also want to give a shout out to all my veterans because this is the first day of Veteran Appreciation Month. Veteran Appreciation Month. We replaced Pride Month with Veteran Appreciation Month. So appreciate a veteran every day this month. That's what we're going to do. That's why I wore the shirt today. First day of Appreciate a Veteran Month or Veteran Appreciation Month. So, but anyway, it's all about tolerance, right? I mean, say we want to be left alone and live our life. Go live your life. Be left alone. Stop trying to push your agenda. Literally stop trying to, nobody's stopping you. Go start your own sporting association with the 10 dudes. Do a triathlon between the 10 dudes and the NCAA or whatever you want to call it. Right? Stop trying to play in women's sports. Stop trying to be these top athletes. And these people, and there's people around here that keeps, and the reason it's gone because you just keep pouring into it, like these riots in California. Because Trump said he's cutting the money if this girl plays. She's winning he's winning everything. Not a she, he's winning everything. And that's not fair to the girls. They always talk about fairness, right? And that's another thing. That's another thing. They always talk about fairness. but they go and dominate the women. Is that fair? Is that fair? So let's not talk about fairness. Let's not talk about, safety concerns and safety issues. Again, like I said, new thing. Hey, if you want to drop something in the Cash App and in the Venmo, if you like the show, if you like the guests, if you like what we do here, if you like, the truth that we bring here on the Radical Republicans live show, no matter what it may cost me, friends, family, jobs, whatever. Right? I'm gonna bring it to you truthful, and it is what it is. Next week, the show. Who's supposed to be on next week? Let me see. I don't know, man, because it changes. It changes because sometimes you know what? I don't even have guests for next week. Not yet, anyway. I'll be having a show, but it might just be me. I might just be taking calls next week. I think we need to have a show to take calls, man. You know what? You people don't want to call in. You guys want to type and text the questions in there. Call in the show, man. You don't have to show your face. You can just do audio. Call in the show. Put your voice on the show. Ask your questions, and let's just have a question and answer period or something, or whatever. If you just want to say something, you come on and just say something. I had a bunch of Jasmine crotchet today, but I don't even feel like hearing her. I don't even feel like hearing her. I'm going to go out with a superstar. I'm going out with probably, if we're talking about heroes right now, right? This guy, this little guy, he's like my biggest hero right now, man. He's like my biggest hero. So instead of playing and going out on Jasmine crotchet, these, we talked about these hoodlums and these people, these boulets that want to be, we're going to end the show. We're going to end the show. I think, I think most people will, call him a true hero. I believe he's a true hero. And so I'm going to end the show with him tonight. And of course, some music. We always go out. Y'all like my playlist? All right. I hope so, because that's what you're going to get for a minute. Until I get through all these, then I'll change it up a little bit. But I appreciate y'all tuning in this week. Hope you guys have a great week coming up. And, be safe. Always tell the truth, no matter what the cost is, right? No matter what the cost. Always fight for freedom. Freedom ain't free. And, don't let these guys memory hold you on things that to be fact. Right, they're starting to come out with all of the truth about COVID now, and about the bioweapon that they launched on these people, and there's another supposed strain that's out now, and stay vitamined up. If you don't have it, get your ivermectin, get your HCQ, get your NAC, get your all that stuff. All right. So you guys be good, stay safe. I'm going to go out on this guy. He's going to have the stage by himself. He's going to have the stage by himself. I'm going to pull myself off the stage, and he's going to have the stage by himself because I think he deserves it. And then we'll go out, play some music after. So here we go.
With brain and spinal cancer. It's called anaplastic empedoma who grade 3. It's relapse and recurrent and metastatic size.
So have you had any surgeries for this?
13. I was not expecting that, because the craziest thing is when we got there, everybody knew. They just didn't want to tell me. My face was exactly like this. He went like this. I went like this. I said, and anywho, it looks like this. Based off my opinion, if somebody makes me have a bad day, I'm still gonna have a good day. I don't care. There's a lot of kids in that hospital that have bald heads, and they didn't want that to happen. I'm gonna be honest, none of us asked to be here. But I remember from last year, I asked my dad if I could cut my hair. He said, why? I said, there's certain kids in that hospital that ain't got no hair, so I cut my hair off. just to make them happy. I don't care if I have hair. That was pretty good. I was not expecting them to be there. It's like I'm just walking around and I just ran into them. That's just like you running into a brick wall. And a message for kids that got cancer: have faith, believe in God, listen to your parents.
By me, oh, stand by me, oh, stand by me, stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. And darling, stand by me, oh, stand by me, oh, stand now, stand by me. Stand by me. Darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, would you stand by me? Oh,